Hi students, today's lecture we are continuing with the previous lecture. We have discussed attributes and entities. Today's lecture we are continuing with the concept entities. We have know that entity, what is called as an entity and what is called as an attribute. Here entity type. An entity is an object. An entity is an object of entity type. Here we are having an example, that is student. Student is an entity. Why we are calling this student is an entity? Means that student have a set of properties. Student have a properties or attributes or columns names. For example, the student have a properties like the student name, student address, student phone number, student age, etc. Means an entity is an object. It's an object. The student is a person. Physical existence. The student is physical existence. Means we all know that information. What are called as entities? Conceptual existence and physical existence. In the physical existence, whatever we are seeing, physically presenting real world. In the real world, for example, this chalk is a physical existence and it's an object. Here, this board rubber is also an object. Means it's physically presenting in the real world. Example, car. Means this chalk is an object. Means this chalk is also have a attributes. Okay, and this duster is an object. Board rubber is an object. This board rubber is also have a attributes. Means this board rubber is an entity. Is an entity means it's have a attributes. And this chalk is an object in the real world. Example. And why the example of physical existence, and this chalk is an entity. We are calling in that subject RDBMS Relational Database Management System. We are discussing, we are learning entities. Means in that entities concept we are calling this chalk is an entity. Means this chalk have a attributes. And one more example, car. The car is an object, is physically existent. The car we are seeing, the car means it's an entity. The car is also have attributes. And a house is also entity, means it's physically presenting in the real world. And a persons we are called as person. Or here I am a person, or else the student is also a person, or employee is also a person. And conceptual, coming to the conceptual existence, means conceptual means like a company or job and any university or any organization. Means for example in the company here I am taking that company is an entity. Means that company is also have a set of attributes. Means company is an organization or else university I am taking the example of an entity. That university is also have a attributes. Departments and the departments working the faculties and the faculties have attributes. Means that university is also, we are taking that example of conceptual Okay, here student is a person. That person is an example of physical existence. Means student is a person, entity, time. Means that student, why I am calling it student is a person, entity. Why? Because that student have a set of properties. Set of properties like a student name, student ID, student address, student phone number, and etc. Means that student is a entity type. We are calling it as an entity type. And now coming to this entity set. Here it is observe this diagram E1, E2, E3. Okay. Here or else in place of E, you will write S1, S2, S3. Means that E1, E2, E3 are called as your entity set. Means, for example, this student is an entity type. We are creating a table. We are creating a table student table. In that student table, we are adding two or more students details like student 1, student 2, student 3 and so on, student n. For example, student have attributes, properties, student name, student ID, phone number, address, etc. Same just like that. Even as student 1, student 2, student 3. Here student 1, student 1, student 2, student 3. Student 1 is also have same properties to the student like student name, student ID, student address, phone number, etc. And the student 2 also have same properties, same just like a student 1 and a student ID, student name, student phone number, etc. And student 3 also same properties and so on student n. Means the collection of that all student ID. Student ID is representing, storing with the help of the int data type, and a student name, char data type, and roll number, int, address, var char, or else you can also add to the char. You will give the value, how many values are storing in that address, and age